What happens when light is incident on the surface of any object? Three things may happen. Some light may be absorbed by the object. It just goes inside the surface and never comes out of it. Some light may get reflected from the surface. You can think of reflection as similar to the tennis ball bouncing off the surface. The light also reflects off the surface of an object just like the bouncing ball. The third case is when some light may get transmitted through the surface and leave from somewhere else. Can you give me an example of the surface which transmits most of the light? The glass of the window transmits most of the light incident on it. This is why we are able to see the things on the other side of the glass. Other example that you can think of is water in a container. But what is it that determines how much light will be absorbed, transmitted and reflected by the surface? There are many things which do that. First is the object itself, or more precisely, the material it's made up of. Opaque objects mostly reflect and/or absorb light, while transparent objects mostly allow the transmission of light through them. We will talk about the opaque objects, and among them, we will particularly be looking at the objects which reflect most of the light. Now let's consider the two surfaces, a mirror and a wall. Can you tell me what's common between these two surfaces? Notice that both the surfaces are smooth and opaque. Now let's try out something. If we keep any object in front of the mirror, we see that its image is formed in the mirror. But if we keep this object in front of the wall, what do we see? Well, we see nothing except its shadow maybe. Why is the image not formed on the wall like that in a mirror? This is because the surface of the wall is not as smooth as it appears to be at the first glance. The surface of a mirror, on the other hand, is like an extra smooth or polished surface. So when parallel light rays are incident on it, they all get reflected in such a way that reflected rays also travel parallel to each other. So you see, there is some kind of symmetry that's being followed. Such kind of reflection is called as specular reflection. It is this kind of reflection that's required for the images to be formed. Now let's talk about the rough surface. These surfaces may appear smooth with the naked eye, but they are actually rough. They have these little bumps all through them. And when parallel light falls on their surface, they get reflected in various directions. The rays are not parallel. This kind of reflection is called diffuse reflection. And because of this random reflection of light, images are not formed by the wall. What are the smooth and shiny surfaces can you think of where images can be formed? What about the surface of a spoon? Yes, both the curved surfaces of a spoon act like mirrors and the images are formed. In the next video, we will look at some properties of plane mirror images.